This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, I'm Sabrina Brown. Thank you for joining us. The Minister of Tourism is optimistic about Grand Bahamas' tourism trend. Recent statistics are showing an increase in business, and these numbers will be bolstered in a couple of days by additional airlift out of the United States. The Tourism Minister says that additional plans are in the pipeline for Grand Bahama. Megan Shepard reports.
Grand Bahama Island reporting the best hotel occupancy in 11 years and a booming tourism industry. Minister responsible for tourism, the Honorable Obi Wilshcombe, says this is thanks to hard work and a tremendous relationship with stakeholders. In particular, the relationship formed with Sunwing by former Director General of Tourism David Johnson. Minister Wilshcombe is predicting continued positive growth.
In fact, I looked at the numbers just 2 days ago, and I see where our cruise numbers are up more than 30,000 already for the year, particularly as it relates to the grand celebration and the ferry service over last year. So year over year, we're continuing to move. I think the last good year we had was 1986, where the numbers were pretty good in airlift. But these are the best combined years of cruise and airlift. So what is happening is you're beginning to see that we have airlift on the one hand, and we have the cruise division on the other, both that are working simultaneously to build the numbers and, of course, cause for greater occupancy levels, and we're running a very good average room rate.
Minister Wilshcombe says the team will continue to work on inventory and air arrivals will continue to climb. The tourism industry, he notes, continues to change, and each day the ministry must respond to it. He outlined some of the programs in the pipeline.
We have a number of events coming up, mega events we're bringing to Grand Bahama, particularly sporting events, because we recognize that the niche markets, whether it's sports or religious, but the mega events cause a tremendous draw. So to get Grand Bahama active, I believe it's important to ensure that things are happening. Also marketing. Grand Bahama will have its own advertisements going now on television in the United States and on our internet services, particularly our digital arm. They're doing much more work to promote Grand Bahama. So I'm very confident that the numbers will continue to grow. The more we can put on the diversity of the destination, causing people to understand that there's an eco component to Grand Bahama, I think is fundamentally important. There's a major concert being discussed now, and hopefully we'll be able to stage that concert. If we're able to do that, then of course it's going to attract thousands of people and have the Bahamas name continue to be promoted as one of the best destinations. So we're very confident. I feel very good. We have a doggone good team.
While he is pleased with the efforts of his ministry, Minister Wilshcombe says they continue to work on improvements. He boasts that the entire team is made up of Bahamians, and now they're looking for more employees for the technical department.
Proving that Bahamians equally is good. We need the foreign companies from time to time to do our ads in terms of the creative. But beyond that, we are using Bahamians, so we're trying to find more people to build our technical arm because our digital platform is fundamental. We want to be able to, over the next several months, cause for the Bahamas to have 24-hour services on the digital, where you can see the Bahamas real-time in many parts of the world. You have the languages of Portuguese, the language of Mandarin, Spanish, whatever you require, which will then give us an opportunity because we will have an advantage nobody else has. And so we're going to use the internet much more effectively, and so we're working on that right now. All intended to cause the world to know that we have more than Nassau and Paradise Island. We have more than Grand Bahama. We have Abaco, we have Bimini, we have Eleuthera. We have a number of areas where the tourism product is extremely good.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
The cruise sector is the fastest growing segment of the tourism industry in the country. While addressing the Rotary Club recently, former Tourism Minister C.A. Smith said the Bahamas and Grand Bahama in particular must capitalize on this trend.
To take full advantage of this growing global market, it is necessary for Grand Bahama to develop a world-class, state-of-the-art cruise port with attending amenities, duty-free shopping, restaurants, entertainments, and with the ability for home porting at a location away from the present industrial port. There could not be a more opportune time to pursue this initiative as is now.
The former tourism minister says the current global challenges provides an opportunity for Freeport to advance in the cruise industry.
The rise in terrorism, coupled with the increasing instability and unsettling political and religious events that are developing in the Middle East and in the Mediterranean region are making cruises in the lucrative Mediterranean market more and more unsafe, causing cruise lines executives to scramble for safe regions of the world to take their passengers. Freeport, I believe, offers the ideal location for the development of a modern mega cruise port with accompanying touristic amenities.
Yesterday was commemorated as International Nurses Day. It's an annual observance to honor workers in that noble profession. Here on Grand Bahama, nurses are celebrating as well. Today, they met in a special seminar to address money matters. Italia Hall was there.
Nurses from the Grand Bahama Health Services meeting in a leadership conference and learning how to take better care of their finances. The conference focused on the theme, Nurses a Force for Change, Care Effective, Cost Effective. The featured speaker, President of Fidelity Bank, Gregory Bethel, touched on the importance of saving.
There are a lot of challenges, We have higher prices now for just about everything, except gasoline, maybe. And you have the challenge of wanting to retire one day and to stop working. You need to save money for retirement. You need to be careful with your borrowing. You shouldn't be borrowing money every time you get an urge to buy something. What you really should do is consolidate your debts, pay off all of those loans with one loan. You have one payment, and then with the money you are no longer using for all of those loans, you save it.
Organizers say the event was very informative.
He has sure enlightened us as nurses to know where we are as individuals, and COAS is really plays a pivotal role within nursing and within the healthcare arena, and so it causes us to be cognizant in terms of knowing where we are. We have to first look at ourselves and see where we are on the spectrum, and then know how we can utilize and maximize and give effective care within the health arena at a low cost, and still make sure that the care that is given is quality care.
Conference was very beneficial. First of all, it was non-nursing tasks and abilities that we learned today. We learned that it is important to save, that having a government salary or a government job does not pay the bills, especially after retirement.
Activities in celebration of Nurses Month will continue on Friday with a graduation ceremony at Le Chateau on the Green. Italia Hall, 7S Network News.
42-year-old Cogan Jason Newbold of Guilford Crest was arraigned before Magistrate Debbie Ferguson in Magistrate Court No. 1 today on the charge of abetment to commit murder. He was not allowed to enter a plea, and a preliminary inquiry into the matter will be heard on Monday, the 27th of July. Newbold was remanded to Her Majesty's Prison in New Providence until the beginning of the trial. The Northern Edition will continue in a moment.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. A local youth organization planning to take to the streets once again this Whit Monday holiday. The march is expected to unite men and youth of Grand Bahama as they take a stand against crime and other social ills in the country. Megan Shepard has the story.
Reach Out Ministry will be hosting their 5th annual Men United March this May 25th, and founder and organizer Dudley Said says they are expecting this year to be historic. Over 1,000 men and their family members are expected to take part.
The reason why we're having the march is because of the social ills that is facing the country, such as crime, murder. So we're asking all intercessors, pastors, and their family to come out. A lot of times we complain that there's nothing to do for the Christian community. So we put together what I call a venue that will include band performance. For the first time, we'll be highlighting the gospel artists, local gospel artists.
A number of positive and influential men from within the community are on board for the event. While many are doing their part to make a difference, this year veteran educator Dr. Cecil Thompson has been selected as the honoree.
I've never been a solo person. I've always been supported by too many organizations and too many persons, too numerous to number. I might be the public face, but behind me, a lot of support. And so I'm inviting all the residents of Grand Bahama, particularly fathers, and especially mothers, who circumstances might dictate that they serve as fathers and mothers, to come out and bring your sons, particularly, and your daughters. And as the young man said, there's going to be a lot of entertainment on Tino Beach.
Local bands and gospel artists are slated to march and perform at the Man United March. DJ and radio personality Gio, God's Young One, says the goal is to reach young people through music that they enjoy.
You don't want to miss out on it. It's going to be great because a lot of time people, they forget about the young people. That's why you got a lot of the young people, they turn to the drugs and they turn to the streets because we as a body, sometimes as a church, we forget about them. We leave them out. So it's very important that what Minister Dudley is doing to get their attention and, you know, to show them, hey, we got y'all. Y'all don't have to go to the streets. Y'all don't have to go to the life of crime. If y'all looking for that attention, y'all looking for that love that y'all never got at home or never got from nobody else, we can offer that love to you. So that's what it's all about, to compel them and to captivate them, not by being preachy, but being loving. That's what Jesus preached, to be loving, caring, and compassionate.
The Man United March takes place on Whit Monday, May 25th. Megan Shepherd, ZNS Network News.
He is on the road to recovery, and a group of well-wishers coming together to ensure that he recovers fully and is able to continue his community outreach on Grand Bahama. Today, the Friends of Reverend Lindy Russell held a press conference to announce plans for a fundraiser to help with his medical expenses. Italia Hall has the details.
The Grand Bahama One Bahamas Committee, in collaboration with Zion Baptist United Convention, the Pastors Forum, and many others, have come together to honor Reverend Lindy Russell. The former parliamentarian and pastor of Mount Zion is recovering from health challenges. The Friends of Reverend Lindy Russell have come together to host a grand gospel concert celebrating his miraculous recovery from a near-death experience. Dr. Cecil Thompson and businessman Churchill Tanner Knowles says Reverend Lindy Russell is a man for all seasons and someone who loves God, his country, youth, sports, and culture.
You see Lindy Russell behind everything, everything. We had a project, the person we want to be the spokesperson was Lindy. We never paid him a cent and he never asked for copper, right? From East End to West End. The same thing with Remembrance Day. The same thing with One Bahama Celebration. You know when he was a member of parliament, what he once used to say to me? Mr. Thompson, you don't need to send me invitation. I read the papers and I listen to the news. It's my job to be wherever young people are.
He was very active in sports. And what I appreciate about Lindy was the fact that apart from being a politician and a sportsman, he never shied away from his testimony as a Christian. And to me that was most outstanding. With Lindy.
Educator Norris Bain says Reverend Lindy Russell made a big difference in his life.
Mr. Russell transcends denominations, and he certainly transcends politics. He never allowed his political or religious belief to get in the way of him lending a hand to help individuals or to help groups of persons or to help establishments.
This is the second time the community is coming together to support Reverend Lindy Russell. Back in 2009, his house was badly damaged by a fire and many stepped in to help him.
And he was sick. Both the former Prime Minister and the present Prime Minister went to see him in hospital. And I wish to thank the government of the Bahamas, who was responsible through the Prime Minister, the Honorable Perry Christie, to airlift Reverend Lindy Russell to Jackson Memorial Hospital. And when he came back, he said to me, he said, David, it ain't no PLP or no FNM, it's one government. It's One Bahamas.
The concert will be held at the 8 Mile Rock Gymnasium on Sunday, June 7th. Contributions can also be made at the Royal Bank of Canada under the name of Lindy Russell. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Italia. It's time now for Ask the Doctor.
I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. Earlier this week, Michelle from Freeport asked, I read somewhere that lupus can cause kidney failure. Is this true? Thanks for your question, Michelle. When lupus affects the kidneys, it is a condition we call lupus nephritis. Kidney damage from lupus can be mild or severe, and it can cause damage to the filtering units of the kidney. Since these filtering units clear your blood of fluid and waste, damage to them can cause your kidneys to work poorly or not at all. Persons with lupus nephritis can have dark urine, foamy or frothy urine, high blood pressure, weight gain, swelling in the hands and feet. About 90% of lupus patients will have some kidney damage. In many cases, treatment is effective in completely or partially controlling lupus nephritis, resulting in few, if any, further complications. However, even with treatment, 10 to 30% of patients with lupus nephritis develop kidney failure, severe enough to require treatment such as dialysis. If you or someone you know have already been diagnosed with lupus or are experiencing any of these symptoms, please see a nephrologist, a kidney specialist, immediately for diagnosis and treatment. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Stay with us. Ricardo Liborn is up next with sports.
Live one tonight. This one goes out to Angel Pelicanos. Yes, she's having a good one, celebrating 12 years old today. Congrats to the little lady. Well, the Stingers of Sunland Baptist Academy had a very special visitor today. Megan Shepard was there this morning.
The Honorable Obi Wilshcombe joining in the festivities Wednesday morning in Stingertown, celebrating the school's first ever basketball championship. The school CEO, Bishop Godfrey Williams, says when he took over the operations of the school, the Stingers were only recognized for academics, but now they are known for their sports power as well.
There has been a shifting in the atmosphere. And this is due to, I believe, it's our season. It's our season, it's our time. I believe because of your connection and where we are headed, God is well pleased. We are on the right road.
Today, we do not participate just for the sake of participating. With the support of our CEO and members of the school board, we enter events now to win, and win we are doing indeed.
Minister Wilshcombe congratulating both the under-17 boys and the senior boys for writing history at that institution. He says they are now role models to those who will come after them. Noting the parallel between sports and life, he says that just as a school or business cannot function without the contributions of many, their team could not have been successful without each individual player coming together.
The critical thing about sport is teamship, understanding that you are equal to each other. But isn't that the problem in our lives today? That we live in a society where people believe that they're better than the other person? That because of your wealth and sometimes because of your status, you believe that you have achieved more than others and you are the greatest? Isn't it a lack of understanding that the critical thing of life is knowing that we all have a role to play? We were all, as I said earlier, given gifts and talents.
The Stingers also showcasing their versatility to Minister Wilshcombe with their singing performances, recorder ensemble, and a John Canoe finale. Megan Shepard, ZNS Total Sports.
Well, the girls on the soccer pitch in the Arthur Paris Mary Nab High School League. So let's first of all start over there by the YMCA field. The Lucanda National Lady Buccaneers took on the Lady Wildcats of Jack Hayward in senior girls soccer play. Handball was called against the Wildcats, and that's a penalty. The Lady Bucks, Nina Sanchez with a penalty kick. The floater over the Wildcats defense for the goal. Lucanda National kept the pressure on the Wildcats. The goalie saved this one. The Lady Bucks with the ball. Another surge. Watch Curly McBriar. She navigated the Wildcats defense and a shot at goal, 2-0 LIS. The pressure went back on Jack Hayward. Here comes Lady Bucks again, looking for the net. That's a break. Not really. That was a physical game, they say, and both teams simply hustling for the ball. But this one was all Lucana National. Carly again doing a thing with the soccer ball. The easy hat trick. Lucana Buccaneers won it 5-0. The BMES Lady Warriors hosted the Lady Stingers of Sunland Baptist and the senior girl on the field. The Warriors with the penalty shot. The Stingers goalie was ready for this one. Sunland with the ball and attacking. Watch the play at goal. The floater to the back of the net. 2-0 Sunland. Sunland gave no ground. It's a corner kick and watch the header for the goal. That's called using your head as Sunland won at 3-0 and let the celebrations begin. Igmarock and other games defeated Mary Star Senior Girls 1-0. Lucana National Junior Girls also with the win 5-0 over Jack Haywood Jr. And Bahamas Football Association new technical director will be coming to Grand Bahama Friday. Mark Hardy says that Kevin McGurskin is going to be coming in. He's a licensed qualified coach and also coming to Grand Bahama, which is the first step in developing a better relationship with the BFA.
He wants to meet and greet the coaches and the movers and shakers in Grand Bahama. Get to introduce himself, find out what we do here, what we're good at, what we need help on. So we have that. So he has a meeting on Saturday, 1 o'clock at the rugby club to meet the various movers and shakers. So there should be an invite going out, an email to coaches and various persons in short order.
Well, Kevin has been in the country since February 15, 2015, and his visit is essential to establish a true national program.
It's on Friday from 3:30 to 5:30. He'll be looking at the boys at the Freeport Rugby Club, and on Saturday morning he'll be looking at the girls at the under 17. I think it's from either 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. Be looking at girls for the under 17 program. So between us here on the island, myself, Rob Speller at the Rugby Club, and Jake, and then obviously Donnie and Mary Knowles and their slew of coaches, Rohan and Eon and Mike and all those guys. It's good to get the BFA guys down here talking with us and obviously looking at players. So that's really good, exciting news for us.
And Kevin, let me be the first to welcome you to Grand Bahama in advance. And finally, we're getting some attention by the Bahamas Football Association. I would just hope that they would now turn attention to Abaco and take a look over there and see exactly what kind of soccer talent we got over there, so you can really say you have a true national program. I'm Ashno Corns. It's the facts. That's a look at sports.